Walking yourself over to your right thigh. Gently melt down around it. And instead of reaching long this time, I want you to draw your core back towards that right hip and try to tuck your head into that right knee. So I'm even pressing with my hands here. So it's curve and tuck. And then I'm going to inhale and extend your left arm out. Big cartwheel up and around and back. And look up to the sky. Inhale up and over on that diagonal. And now a long reach. Anchoring through that left hip, reaching over to the right. And I'm going to take my right hand behind me. And I'm going to massage my lower back. Rotate a little bit so you can see. So I'm reaching out over your right knee. And my right hand is massaging my lower back. The side that's stretching. Maybe even the place where your back connects with your pelvis. Give it a rub, give it some squeezes. Gently come back up. Roll your shoulders back. Take a little break in between. Go swimming. Backstroke. Bring it on up. Drop those shoulders. And rotate to your left. And then instead of starting reaching out, we're going to curve in. So we're going to tuck our bellies in and tuck the crown of the head to that knee. So this gives us much more of a stretch in the neck and along the spine. And pressing with both hands. All right, inhale, send your right hand long, and then inhale up, and take it back. Up and over, long stretch across the left thigh, and your left hand wraps around your back to massage yourself. Come on up. Soften those legs out in front of you. Just roll them around nice and slow. So I'm bending and straightening. Lifting up nice and tall, rolling through my hands. Big breath in, soft knees. Exhale, lay your heart forward. Walk that forward fold gently, gently. And while you're in this forward fold, use your hands to start on your left leg and really massage that calf. Let's start with just this calf. One of the places that's great to massage on your calf is you can feel that shin bone, yes? So just to the outside of the shin bone, that big muscle there, really loves a good digging. And keep breathing, and then move to the back of your leg. So I'm gonna squeeze up the calf, around both sides. Notice if you find a big knot in there, maybe you want to dig in a little better. So now I'm going to squeeze. I was squeezing with my hands around, and now I'm going to squeeze each side. So here. So that puts my fingertips in the center of my calf muscle. And you can feel perhaps that there is one central calf muscle that's deeper, and there's the gastrocnemius, which has two big bulges on either side. So you can kind of notice that there might be pressure, tightness, volume in different shapes in there. And let yourself witness what your muscles feel like. So you've got skin, and then fat tissue, and then your layers of muscles, and beneath that your bones. And then go ahead and come up just below your knee and massage behind, at the very top of your calf muscles where they're about to hit your knee, and while your thigh muscles come down to meet your knee. Go ahead and squeeze around each side of your thigh and start to work your way up your thigh. And as you're squeezing the fat and muscle of your thigh, remember to keep it compassionate. This thigh allows you to walk, allows you to stand, allows you, if you have fat tissue and you're breastfeeding, that's where your body creates breast milk. It's from that extra fat tissue. So rather than letting the brain weasel come in, let's find all the good things we can about your thigh. Lets you sit, lets you run. Not everybody has legs, people, so. Go ahead now, I'm gonna take the palms, the heels of my palm, and I'm just gonna press down into each thigh, letting the muscle tissue sort of slide left and right. Go ahead and keep going. I'm gonna check that chat, just make sure everybody's okay. All right, glad you're here. All right, there's our big squishy thigh. All right, go ahead and squeeze down to your ankle and maybe press the top of your foot away. It's okay if you're bent here. So I'm just stroking along the top of the ankle. That feels really good. And we want to nourish ourselves. So we want to relax our nervous system by caring for ourselves, yes? Go ahead and draw firm fingers up now, up the ankle, up the calf, up the thigh. And let's start on the other leg. So starting with big squeezes. I've got both of my hands underneath, yeah. And I'm squeezing the whole of the shin and calf. Oh, I forgot my favorite part. Get back to that. If something feels particularly sweet to you, feels really needed, you can stay in that spot. You don't need to rush along. All right, so the front of the shin on the outside of that shin bone really needs love. You might find a tight spot right along the outside of your shin. It's where the IT band runs all the way down. Peroneus longus. A lot of little muscles and ligaments and tendons here that help to keep our weight stabilized through the ankle. So a lot of people, if you sprain your ankle, a lot of the time it's on the outside here from this losing support. It's meant to support a little bit and not carry the whole weight. Sometimes we lean on it a lot and it gets overstressed out. All right, each side. So now I have my hands moving down each side of the muscle tissue, and the fingers go in deep to the center. So I'm really digging them in there. Your goal here is to get the massage to feel like it's firm and reaching a little bit of discomfort, but should never feel sharp. And it should never, if you feel your body responding without you intending to, like reacting to the pressure by seizing back up, you're probably doing a little too much for right now. It's better to back off a little bit, see where you can keep that relaxed muscle. That's the goal. But do explore in there. And let's come up around the knee. So I've got my palms on either side of the knee joint here. My thumbs are down below, and I'm going to just squeeze below with my thumbs. So I'm pinching thumbs into forefingers and then using my whole fingers to pinch around the outside. And I'm kind of squeezing one side and then the other. The other one, the other one, the other. Go as slowly as you like. And then I'm starting to knead the base of the thigh muscles. Your thigh muscles cross down to your shin, and your shin muscles cross up to your thigh bone so that they can pull the knee joint into a bend. And when you're ready, start working up into the hamstrings. You can feel the tendons of the hamstrings if you kind of play guitar back here. So this is my knee joint here, and I'm on my thigh side of the knee joint. You can feel those three major tendons of your hamstrings. And we're gonna work up those, again, squeezing through the fat, through the muscle, pressing our fingers in through towards the femur bone. You can come along the top, great big grips. It's okay if your hands are feeling tired. Imagine if you did more self-massage, that squeezing workout you're getting right there in your hands will definitely help your arm balances. How about that for a goal? Self-massage. And go ahead and press, just like a little kitten, purring and making muffins. Some people say making biscuits because we don't actually need muffins. Baking knowledge. Who knew? All right. Now we're going to grab 2 large handfuls of imaginary fluffy mushrooms. Marshmallows is what I meant to say. And we're going to just tap. Keeping those hands soft, right? So we want space in, not fists, because fists are hard. We want to be able to rebound soft hands. And especially smacking on the outside of those thighs. Come on down to your second leg again. And stroke down the top of the foot. And then up the ankle. Up, up, up. Up the leg. Ahead and come. I'm just rocked back a little bit, and I'm gonna send one leg and the other out. In fact, let's go ahead and lay down on our backs and place our hands on our hip bones, and then slow it back down again. And just extend one leg and the other, and notice how your hip flexors feel today, if they're feeling tight or loose. Finding your breath again. And then come up to I like to do this on my tippy toes. I'm going to come back up and take my arms, elbows up by my ears. And I'm going to bring my elbows together and open them wide like a diamond shape and bring my elbows together and open them wide. And I'm letting my hips rock while I do this. And then let your elbows open into that diamond shape and rest your hands and arms there, letting your pectoral muscles and armpits open up. And then we're going to do the same thing with our knees. So opening them wide like a diamond shape and bringing them together. So I'm using a little bit of core strength here to keep my back long. Just letting myself open and close. Big deep breaths. And let your knees fall open. And then I'm going to heel toe those knees a little bit wider. And I'm going to rock one knee in and then the other. Some people call this windshield wipering the thighs. Let yourself rock. Softness in the hip flexors. So they often start out quite tight. And I'm encouraging you to let there be softness and sway. And go ahead and let your knees fall to the right and press into that left foot. Think about opening up that hip flexor. So my left hip is definitely off the ground and I'm pushing into the foot, opening that hip flexor. Let the hips come back down. Left knee falls open. Right knee pushes. Let yourself come all the way onto your side. Extend that leg. And bend it. Open up. And roll to your left. Extend it. And bend the leg. Open up. Repeat. And bend. And rock. Roll. Extend. Bend. And open. Roll. Come all the way onto your side. We're going to take our bottom leg and swing it quite far forward so that our back is supported and you can brace against this bent front leg. If you're on a regular size yoga mat, think about taking your bottom leg's shin and sliding it up so it's parallel with the edge of your mat. And that'll make sure you have a nice long lower back. And we're going to just take this top leg and you can use your arm to hold the knee as you do it. And we're going to circle this thigh. So we're making that hip nice and juicy. It'll get tired. Yes, it will. Go ahead and send it in the air and bend it. And then close it down. So now my top hip is higher than my bottom hip. Go ahead and press into the meat of your buns. Soften it up. All right, we're going to take that knee and point it up to the sky. We're going to reach through the front side of your leg. So reach forward with that top arm, grab the ankle, and then rotate the knee towards the ceiling as though you're doing a butterfly stretch or a bound angle stretch. Put that foot on the floor and press it open. So you can also press the ankle against that top thigh. So it's a side number 4 stretch. From here, let your shoulders roll open. And feel how that changes the hip stretch. You can open your arms to either side. And come home to your breath. Back out of it. We're going to take that front foot again, and we're going to now press that knee. The whole thigh is coming to the side of your rib cage, so I'm grabbing the ankle, keeping the leg very bent. So if it's tighter, the more straight your leg is, the harder it's getting back. So let it be soft. Press it behind you. And then if you're ready, start to explore with reaching that leg and softening it. Reaching that leg and softening it. Reaching that leg and softening it. It doesn't have to get all the way straight, but do try and keep your knee pointed behind you. So if your knee starts to fall forward, your arm is getting a little crushed and you're trying to reach and soften. It's a different set of muscles than the ones that you get if your knee's pointed up. If you are tray flexible and you want, you can stretch the bottom leg long, but that's totally optional. You can keep everything quite small, depending on what your body wants today. So, A, B, C, D. E is to grab the outside of your foot with your opposite hand. Find your stretch. Release that foot down all the way. And take little tiny circles. And feel, like rock your hips around until you can feel that your top hip is directly above your bottom hip. Is it too high? Is it too low? Side to side. Find that spot. Little circles. And bend that knee back behind you. Bring the heel to its own hip socket. And press the foot into the hand. So I'm going to roll forward a little bit so you can see. When you press the foot into your hand, it'll go back for you. Release. We're going to switch sides. Front shin forward. Rest your head on your arm. Starting with circling that thigh. Anywhere you want to explore with that thigh is fine. Really think about dropping the knee forward and open. Let some heat come into those external rotators. Those are what help us hold warrior one position. Go ahead and take that knee down to the floor, all the way down. Tap it out. you're ready, open your chest away from you. Let that hip relax. Big, deep breath. Come back up. Open up that thigh. Send that leg out, little circles. Find the foot and the hand again. You can also grab your pants. And press your foot into your hand. Ooh, Charlie horse. All right, release that foot. Bring that knee up alongside your torso. And you can hold on the inside of the thigh or the inside of the calf, wherever's comfortable for you. You don't want to hold the outside because that'll switch which muscles you're working to stretch here. So wherever you are, keep that knee pointed up. Work into that inner thigh and back of thigh stretch here. Your front leg can be wherever is comfortable for you. Trying to get that knee behind your shoulder. Notice how your knee wants to point towards your face. And we're trying to keep it pointing to the back of the room. Find your own bus stop. Remember that working at your own place within the stretch is the way to get your flexibility to increase, because if you're working beyond where your body can hold the stretch, which right now should be inner thigh and back of thigh, then you will miss it if you're trying to like straighten and you end up bringing your leg all the way down. You'll get a different activity. So let it be personal. It's your practice. Go ahead and take that foot back down, all the way down. Let's roll onto our bellies. And let's just rock side to side. And I'm going to push with my hands a little bit to let those spines slightly twist and let the floor massage my thighs. I'm going to walk my hands in to a little cobra. Settle my elbows down underneath my shoulders. Draw my legs together. And lower my head down, and then I'm going to circle. Inhaling, head to the right, up center, left, and down center. So I'm going to find a movement, a circular movement through my Sphinx pose. Sphinx's elbows still down. So come up center. Lengthening a long neck all the way around. Reverse that circle when you're ready. Listening to your breath. And letting your head come down to your hands and just breathe. No activity. Go ahead and rise up. We're going to come to our cow-faced pose. If you have very tight hips, your cow-faced pose can be aided by sitting on your blocks or sitting on a pad, just so that you lift your hips up a little bit. So if you have a pillow, like a meditation pillow, for example, or a block or 2 blocks, feel free to sit on those during our cow face pose so that you can really feel like your spine is upright. We're going to take our left leg on the bottom and our right leg on the top. I'm going to face sideways. So if your legs are quite tight, it might look like a stack of wood here, crazy bundle of twigs, that's fine. As long as you're lifted through the spine, you're doing great. As you get more flexible in the hips, you begin to bring the heels to the buttocks and line the heels one on top of each other. One hip will want to come off the ground and you want to be with both hips on the ground, and that will change where your legs are able to go. That's fine. So let's start by drawing our heels in for a moment and just closing your eyes, anchoring your shoulder blades back and breathing. On your next exhale, let your chest fall forward. And lift up. Your top arm, your top leg is going to be your bottom arm. So if this is your right leg, go ahead and extend your right arm out. Put your left arm on top of it. And we're crossing your arms above the elbow if possible. And then we bend both elbows. And then try and catch your thumb and pinky fingers. From there, we're going to lift those elbows up high and let the back open. Finding your center, finding your breath. So these are your eagle arms over your cow-faced legs. Letting your shoulder blades open your upper back. Making space for your heart to expand with your breath. Release. And then we're going to take top leg is bottom arm. So we're going to take that right hand, rotate the thumb down, swing it behind you. And the top left arm is coming over the top behind your back. And remember, it feels like if you move your back forward, it'll be easier to grab your back, but it's not true. Actually brings your hands further apart to do that. So sitting up tall will bring your hands closer together. So bus stop A is just to grab your shirt and the back of your head. B might be your fingertips. As you stretch into it, you maybe can hold your palms together. Get where you can, sitting up tall, finding your breath. And release those shoulders. All right, unwind your top leg behind you into pigeon and lean forward if you can. If you need to release this arm bind, that's fine. Let it go when you're ready. Letting go of your shirt, releasing that arm. Go ahead and walk part way up. We're going to take this front heel, which is your left leg probably, and shift it forward so that it is aligned with the front of your mat. And then lay your body sideways onto that leg. Creeping your elbow towards the foot if you're ready for a little more challenge. If not, just hang out where you are. If you can plant that elbow into the foot, you can brace against it and revolve your chest towards the ceiling. Go ahead and unwind. And we're going to come to the center. Taking your hands back behind you. Let's windshield wiper those legs again. Rolling all the way to the side of each hip. Coming up in the center, grasp those thighs open behind you. I'm really pressing my thighs open here. Notice my feet are off the floor. Knees are pointing backwards. And lean forward. So bus stop A, your knees are quite high up. You're just pressing them back and you're just trying to get yourself up to those sits bones at the same time. Yeah? Make sure you're holding on to the thigh bone and not to the shin bone. You're trying to reach and radiate that spine forward. Bus stop A, B, C. You can put little fists under those knees. And onward, find your bus stop. Whatever you do, let your arms support your thighs so that they don't roll inward. You want your knees to be pointing at least straight up, if not behind you a little bit. Finding your breath. And coming on up. Now your right knee is going to be on the bottom for your cow face pose legs. Find your twist of the legs and lean forward over them. Eyes on up, top legs, bottom arms, so your left hand's coming underneath to grab your shirt, other arm over the top.
An image she prays to be sculpted by the sculptor. Oh, she don't see the light that's shining deeper than the eyes can find it. Maybe we've made a blind soul. She tries to cover up her pain and cut her woes away. Cover girls don't cry after the face is made, but there's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't have to change.
When you're ready, rock back to free that top leg. Swing it back. It's okay if it doesn't go far back, but you're shooting for an arm bind and a pigeon, and it's okay to let go of the arm bind and just come into the pigeon. Release your arms. Slide that foot forward. And shift yourself across that foot. Coming around center. And go ahead and lay on down on your back. Closing your eyes. We're going to start by squeezing through different sections of our body until we've activated all the different sections of our body. So start with a couple of deep breaths and think about your toes and your feet squeezing, just squeezing those feet. You can flex them or point them, whatever feels tighter to you, and gather every single bone between your feet and toes and heels and ankles and gather them together. Take a big breath in and hold that breath. And on your exhale, relax. And keep gathering up the body that way, starting with the soles of your feet and your toes and your heels and your ankles, and adding in a squeeze of your calves. Squeezing those calves tightly. And holding your breath, releasing the calves with your breath. Inhale, squeezing your toes and your ankles and your calves and your shins and the area around your knees. Squeeze everything tightly. Let it bind together. Let it be strong. Feel those muscles warming up towards your thighs. Big breath in. And hold on to it. Trying to keep your upper body soft. Exhale and let it go. Inhale, gathering up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, now all the way through your thighs and maybe even into your hip sockets. So everything below your hip sockets is gathering, warming, squeezing, nourishing you, compressing those little capillaries and blood vessels and nerves, letting yourself feel cared for, lifted, held by your own breath in. Finding softness in the upper body. And let it go. When you're ready, gathering your toes and your feet and your ankles, your shins and your knees and your thighs. Your pelvic floor lifts up into your hip bones. Your glutes squeeze together and your hip bones rise, and your lower abdomen squeezes down, lengthening through the lower back, compressing into the belly, underneath the rib cage. All your muscles alive and warming and squeezing, lengthening, empowering you, letting you feel like you could rise right up off the mat, breathing into a soft rib cage. Open those soft arms, soft necks, even as you hold. Let it go. Gathering your feet, your ankles, your thighs, your quads, your hips, your pelvic floor, your belly lock. Now your rib cage, all those serratus muscles engage around your heart, around your chest, behind your heart, underneath your shoulder blades. Everything from your armpits down is gathering together to lift you up, to levitate you right off the mat. Find that breath and lift up to float. And let it go. From your fingers and your hands, your palms, your wrists and your forearms, adding in your feet and your calves, your upper arms, your thighs, your shoulders, your hips, your core. Everything below your neck is gathering up, clinging together, lengthening, squeezing, contracting, rising, floating. Find your breath. Soften your face, soften your neck. Everything else is working. Gathering up your feet and hands, your wrists and ankles, your forearms and shins, your elbows and knees, your upper arms, your thighs, your shoulders, your pelvic floor, your hips, your waist, your rib cage, and now lengthen through that neck and squeeze behind your ears. Feel your face tension. Squint those eyes. Squeeze everything as though you could just float up in the air, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Big breath in. Body, gather it together in any order you want. Find every little smidgen of body that you want to send energy into, letting every single part of yourself know that it is valued, that it is used, that it is part of you. Feel it, be present with it. Big breath in. I let it all release. Softness in every cell. Rest for every cell. Slow breath. Gently roll to your side and come on up. It's always a treasure to share time with you. Thank you for joining me.